Good afternoon. I am Dr. Avinash Dev. I am what is known as a medical oncologist. Medical oncologists are those doctors who treat cancer with drugs. I am at the SL Raheja Hospital, Mahim, Mumbai, and I've been here for the last 20 years. Today, I think we will talk about how we can diagnose cancer early. I think everybody in some way or other knows a patient of cancer either as a friend or as a relative or somebody just known at work, and more and more people are getting diagnosed by cancer. uh, in India in 2020 about 13 lakh new patients were diagnosed. About half were men, half were women. And unlike most of the countries abroad where the healthcare facilities are better, patients in India tend to be diagnosed late. And because they come with more advanced disease, because as you know, if you give cancer time, the cancer grows. And because many patients in India come with advanced disease, uh, we as doctors are not able to do much about, or rather, not much, we're not able to treat them as well as we would if people came early. So, the idea of today's talk is to just make you understand why you should come early, make you understand when you should consult a doctor, and also try to make you understand what you should do to reduce the risk of cancer. Uh, when you talk about cancer, what are the symptoms of cancer? For example, if you have chest pain, you have heart attack. That is very clearly associated. Everybody says if you have chest pain, you have heart attack. But if I ask you, what are the symptoms of cancer? It's very difficult to answer because cancer can have a lot of symptoms, different types of symptoms. Many of the symptoms of cancer are also there in non-cancer diseases. Many of the times we get late diagnosis because people continue to think that whatever symptoms are there are not because of cancer. The first and most important symptom of cancer is a swelling or a lump. And the problem with this lump is that these lumps are without pain. So when there is no pain, we tend to ignore the symptoms till it grows. This is often the case with usually patients with breast cancer. They come late because they said it just wasn't troubling. That's why we did not come and see a doctor. Uh, a lot of cancers are related to tobacco, either smoking or tobacco chewing, pan, or various ways people take tobacco. And the commonest cancer in the world actually is lung cancer, which is again related to tobacco. And those smokers tend to have cough. Sometimes they have hoarseness of voice, and these are very common symptoms of smokers. But these are also symptoms of cancers related to tobacco. You can have cough in patients with lung cancer. You can have cough in patients with cancers of the voice box, and you can have your voice can change in lung cancer and in cancer of voice box. Another common cancer which occurs because of tobacco is cancer of the mouth, because those people who chew tobacco, they put tobacco between your underneath your below your lips, between lips and gums. So you can have a cancer there. And these cancers can come with some type of ulcer which does not heal. Suppose you have ulcer which does not heal for say 2 or 3 weeks, and usually it is where they put the tobacco to when they chew it. That can be because of cancer. Another common problem is that many cancers have ulcers which don't heal. Normally, if you get hurt, maybe a week, 10 days, 2 weeks, the whatever you get hurt, whatever the wound, it heals. But the wounds caused by cancer, they don't heal. And you have some ulcer in the mouth which is going for 2 weeks and 3 weeks. That can be because of cancer. Another thing which you get in cancer is sometimes people get constipation and they think that constipation is because of old age. But if the constipation is prolonged, if you feel that somebody who was not having constipation, he gets constipated, that person needs to see a doctor because that can also be because of cancer. Uh, then sometimes, many times, what happens is that cancers can sometimes cause bleeding in the way that menses, people have their periods, ladies who have periods, they can bleed between periods. Many times, elder ladies who no longer have period, their periods are stopped. They can have bleeding after that. Both the things are serious, and you must consult your doctor early to see whether there's cancer or not. Then sometimes you can cough out blood. You can pass blood with stools, or can pass blood in urine. Any bleeding which is not normal needs to be looked into carefully. Sometimes cancers can cause fever. Sometimes they can cause weight loss, and sometimes some cancers can cause difficulty in swallowing. For example, the cancer of food pipe. A lot of these cancers are related to tobacco, and that they can be prevented by just not smoking or taking tobacco. Uh, there are some people who are prone to cancers. For example, there are some those people who take tobacco or drink, particularly those people who tobacco and drink, they are very prone to cancer. Almost 20 to 30% of cancers worldwide are related to tobacco. Tobacco is taken in two ways. One is smoking, which is the commonest worldwide, and in India, particularly in the rural societies, they chew tobacco in various forms, either with lime or with pan and things like that. These things cause cancer of the mouth, and some cancers run in the family. I'm sure people know about uh, the one famous actress who underwent surgery because of she thought the cancer run in the family. Anywhere between 5 to 10% breast cancers can run in the family. If there's cancer in the family, you have to be more careful. Doctors can usually recognize patterns. Every cancer occurring in two family members is not because of what we call cancer in the family, but doctors can recognize patterns. If you're some member has having cancer in the family, particularly if the cancer is breast cancer, ovarian cancer, you must consult a doctor to see if you're prone. And any symptom in older people, cancer is a disease of old people. So any symptom in older people is more likely to be cancer than without. Suppose you have a lady with a breast lump at the age of 20, it is not likely to be cancer. But suppose you have a lady with a breast lump at the age of 75, it's a very high chance it will be cancer. The same symptom, different age, the outcomes are different. How do you prevent cancer? First is you must lead a healthy lifestyle. Have food in time, exercise, moderate all rich foods, fats, and keep a good weight. In general, live a very healthy lifestyle. Tobacco and alcohol and other addictions, you must not get into them. And if you are into them, you must make every effort to stop them, because by stopping tobacco, you are cutting the risk of cancers by about 20-30% straight. And that's the most effective intervention. Another thing is, suppose we pick up cancers before they have become cause symptoms. They're very small, and small cancers can we can treat them better. The treatments, the surgery is smaller, it's easier for the patient, and this is known as cancer screening. Cancer screening is doing tests in people who have no symptoms of cancer, and to detect cancer early, so we can treat early and get better results. Cancer screening is usually done at regular interval, and there are two cancers which I'd like to mention, which are very important to understand. One is what we call cancer cervix. Cervix is the womb, the mouth of the womb, and this is a female cancer. We do something called a pap smear. That means when you go to a gynecologist with the internal examination, the gynecologist will take some cells from there and examine them. And this is extremely effective in preventing cervix cancer. Usually it's done about every 3 years or so, but the exact, once you go and consult your doctor, when you do a smear which is known as pap smear, you will be told when to come next, and that depends on the kind of result you get. And you must follow it very carefully. The other thing is what we call mammography. Mammography is a special X-ray of the breast, and it is done usually once a year after the age of 40. Before the age of 40, mammography may not be very effective. So I have had people, I mean, suppose somebody had a relative or a friend who's got diagnosed with breast cancer. They have gone on their own and got mammographies and come to me. And these people have been less than 40. That may not be the best test. So if you feel that because somebody close to you has a cancer, please consult a doctor and find out the right test to do. Okay. Mammographies usually are done above 40, And if you have breast cancer running in the family, you probably need to do the screening earlier. But the what you do, how you do, and what is the schedule, all this depends from on the type of disease which runs in your family. So if you think that in the family there's cancer, it's best to consult a doctor and let the doctor guide you how to do the testing, because just going to mammography clinic may not be the best thing to do. And there's something called breast self-examination, and every once a month after periods, everybody should do a breast examination to see if there are lumps, if there are any changes in the breast which are which can pick up your cancer early. With having done all these things, I am sure we can reduce the risk of cancer. We can pick up cancers early, and we can get much better results with much less treatment, and we can live a much more healthy life. A challenge we have faced in the last year has been COVID. And the unfortunate part of COVID has been that many people have not come to hospitals fearing that they will get infection. Uh, what has happened in the meantime is the cancer has grown, and many people who would have otherwise treated easily have had a very much more complicated treatment. Um, Now that the number of COVID patients are less and hospitals are functioning with the separation of cases and with functioning with all the safety, the patients can be given by ensuring that everybody who comes to our clinic is without carries no risk of transmitting or getting from the hospital. There are still people who are afraid of coming to a hospital, but this is a disease which is growing. So understand this thing, that we as a healthcare professionals and as all the healthcare providers are taking a lot of care. In fact, they're taking absolute care that we don't cause that you are subject to no risk. If a hospital has certain patients with COVID, they're completely isolated. The whole system is very different. There's no mixing of anybody. So I only thing I would like to say is that be aware of the cancer symptoms, undergo screening as and when required, and for that, hospitals have screening programs. You can come to a hospital and you can ask them, you can enroll for a screening program. Once you get in, every year you will have, you'll be reminded as to when you have to come for the screening. So in case you are unfortunate to get a cancer, it's picked up early. And most important, I'd like to say that uh, don't be afraid of COVID and come, because this has been the biggest challenge in the last 1 year. A lot of people have stayed at home and come with advanced disease. And once it goes beyond a point, there's a lot of limitations with the healthcare system also. So I think come in time, be safe, and I think we can all beat cancer at this.